Hi guys, it's been a while. I haven't dropped a video in a bit, but I'm back again and I want to show you a little video. Today I want to touch into ease in and ease out. Already named my folder. So I have created a torso in my Moho software, and I'm just gonna explain how I broke down my torso. So I've got the arm in a folder, and then the body in another layer, and then of course I've got my background. So in the arm layer I've got my hand, arms and shoulders, and a new feature with the new features in Moho. For the shoulders now, like at the rotation point, I like to add my shape with the extended with the add feature. That is very helpful with the new feature. So I can have little rotation points and it can just be a circle, and whenever the elbow moves I can move it that way, especially when I'm rotating a character. It's very useful. So that's a little tip in there, with the new features that have been added to Moho. Thank you very much. And then my forearm and everything with the hand and so forth. And that is my torso breakdown. And so today I want to explain about ease in and ease out. And this is a basic animation I have. Let me switch off the punching sound effect. But here's my basic animation. So here we've got a basic timeline, with our keyframes, starting pose, in between. Well, yeah, the middle, not the in betweens, but like the middle middle keyframe, end keyframe, and then back to rest. So in here we've got nothing, um, and in here this is our middle end. So this is a key pose, middle, and then rest. And then so yeah, we've got that, and it's basic. We have not added any ease in or ease out feature. So Moho has this ease in. So if you select the keyframes on a key and you go right click, and then you can see the drop down menu where there's ease in, ease out, and ease out. Those are the ones I want to show you how to use. If you're not using them, they're very useful. Um, so yeah, we've got our basic animation, and of course you need to read Animation Survivors Kit. That is a lifesaver for such. So if you want to learn from the beginning, you can read Animation Survivors Kit. It's the book you need to understand this in betweens and the topic ease in, ease out. It's all about timing, really. It's all about that timing and spacing. So this is the space between, space between, space between. So this will be faster because it's smaller. From this keyframe to this keyframe, it's shorter, so it's going to be faster. And then from this keyframe to this keyframe, it's slightly longer. And then this one is extremely long. So with our basic keyframe, um, basic animation, nothing added onto it. Um, that is our basic animation, and it looks dull. So now we want to spice it up. So what I'm going to do is I am going to duplicate this layer, and I'm going to move it across. And this will be our second punching bag for now. This will be punching bag number 2. We can label that puncher 2. And then in puncher 2, I want to add the ease in. So let's say here we want him to ease into his motion. So ease into the motion and then punch. It's going to be smooth cut, and then come back to a rest. So you can see the slight differences of the first animation and the second animation with just adding a little ease in. So if we go back there and select and drag and then go onto the hold duration, we can add maybe hold it for 2 frames, this ease in, and then it eases in slower and holds. And then it's also creating a bit more force to the punch, as you can see. And then so let's say you want to even go further. So it's gathered, it's had a hold keyframe here, it's holding. So here it doesn't move, it's hold, and then punch. And then maybe you want it to be a hard punch. Maybe you just want to hold the punch there. You can add hold keyframes and add 2. And then it holds that pose a bit longer. Bam. But I don't think we need that, so we remove that, and then we don't need the hold. So we remove the hold there. And then maybe I prefer him to bring that punch back so he can get ready to throw another punch. And then, so that's for that one. But so that we can compare the differences, let's keep it at, let's change everything and yeah, put it all under 24 frames so we can spot the differences. All under 24 frames. So puncher 1, puncher 2. And then so we want to shrink those so we can see them later on. So we can all see them. Ugh, I want to be on frame 0. Okay. So this is puncher 1, puncher 2. Okay, we can drag a bit there. I'm sure it fits. Yeah, it fits. Okay, and then puncher 3. So in puncher 3, we want to add, maybe you want to experiment and add an ease out. An ease out. Let's see how that affects our animation. We click and drag, and then that's our ease out. So as it goes to the resting motion, it comes back slightly quicker than the other ones, and then comes to a rest slower. So we can slow it down and we can see where everything is. Bam, bam. Point of contact. And then we're coming. And you can see the difference to the rest. Okay. And then maybe we wanted to ease in. Maybe we want to ease in and ease out. Let's see how ease in and ease out affects our animation. It becomes a very weak punch. and you can see the punch doesn't carry as much weight as the one in the middle has. Because ease in, ease out, it's almost like he doesn't want to throw the punch. So we can remove that and change it back to ease in. He builds the power, throws the punch, and comes to a rest. And then if you want the punch to be more weight, you can always move this across and it'll throw the punch a whole lot quicker. Bam, the punch is over. And you can even bring that there. Bam, he's ready to throw another punch. Bam. But you want to drag some of these things so you can show other little bits and tip in the animation that make it pop. Okay, so that is ease in, ease out. It's very easy to add it to your animations. The ease in, the ease out, ease in. We try ease in, and you don't really notice it, but it's there. As it finishes the punch, it goes slowly, slowly, and then speeds up to rest. And if you go linear, it's very smooth and comes down. Boom. And we put that back to smooth. And then when you want to go extreme, like I'm gonna go now and show you when you actually go really extreme. With your punching bag, and come here, ease into that, throw your punch, and come back down, get ready to throw another punch. So you can add squash and stretch. So here in the bone constraints, you add that. In the squash and stretch menu, you can control the amount of squash the character, the bone affects the muscle. I usually like to keep it at 50% because I feel that's where I get the best benefits at 50%. So if it comes up and you want to squash it there, just to add a bit of you can do it there. Now in fact I won't add it there, I'll add it when he's throwing the punch between the throwing of the punch. I'll add it somewhere there so it feels like it's coming from the side. And then at the end I can even add a stretch to really go into there. Boom. And then when it's coming back, I want it to come in that direction, add a little movement on the wrist because the wrist doesn't come back straight. Then maybe that's a bit of a soft wrist. He needs to have a hard wrist, so maybe you bring this down. And then when it comes back, you go maybe forward. You can bring this somewhere here, and then bring this back to somewhere here. This can be a keyframe, so we freeze it and then bring it to rest. Maybe you want to drag it to maybe 30. But I feel like I don't really like that. So I can remove that again and come back to the main. So when he throws a punch, maybe he comes back slightly straighter there. And then maybe at my final, he's getting ready to throw another punch, so I can bring it here. I can bring it here, and he's ready to throw another punch. And then put that keyframe, correct that, put that. No, in fact, I can return to that. Start, rest, get ready to throw a punch. For the benefit of this video. Because if we start adding like this into another punch, it might not read the way we want it to read. So just for purpose of this video tutorial, I'll leave it at that. So also I've got my rotation. My character rotates. If you hadn't noticed, the torso rotates. So when it throws the punch, so when it builds, you're gonna actually add a rotation and then throw it. So adds more anticipation to the punch and throw it. Bam. Bam, full rotation and come back. So you can even bring this down, so maybe they're coming back. This would be a full punch somewhere there. And then they can come back. Bam. Bam. So you've got a stretch, you've got the squash there, the muscles nicely squashed. And if you want to add more, maybe it's a hook. So let's see if a hook comes out well like that. No, that doesn't look too great with the hook. So you can always experiment, maybe another squash. Maybe bring this there. Let's see how that looks. And that doesn't really look great. So we remove it and we go back to our main punch. So with ease in, ease out, this is what we have. We've got the first basic one. You can see it looks really flat. And then this one has an added anticipation. This one has anticipation and everything, but when it comes back to rest, the arm is coming down straight, so it doesn't really give an action pop sequence. But the last one, you have a nice pop, and you have it coming back up. You have the arm coming back in a proper position to bring the arm back. You know, it's really coming back to a resting point. And there you have it. And then we can then add a background noise. And then you have your punch. And you can see the first one doesn't feel like it's a hard punch. It feels like a little touch. You don't really want to punch. Second one has a build up. There's a bit more weight to that punch. The third one, a bit more weight, but you can do more to the animation. And then the last one has a lot more to it. And then maybe I want to add a smear. I haven't done this before, but I think it's possible. So we add a reference layer to our torso. So this could be a smear. There are many other ways to do it. You can draw it frame by frame, but I'm going to freestyle right now. I've never done this before, so if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I think we can colorize this layer, make it full white, and apply, and say OK. And then we are going to delete the body layer. So it's just the arm. And then I'm going to see if I can squeeze it in here. If I can, possibly. So I wanted to hold at this point. So let's say we hold it at this point for 2 frames. Let's see what happens if we do that. Hold for 2 frames. Let's see what happens. Or I think this would be a better way to do it. Smooth, no hold. Create a 0. I'm freestyling on the fly, so this is what animation's about, I guess. Experimenting. So maybe you want it there, and then go to the next frame. We want it slightly behind. And then it can catch up to everything else. So as it throws the punch, maybe we want it there. And then we can play with the opacity, so it's visible here. It's non-visible, I mean. And then as it builds up, then visible. Apply. Then come down. Then not visible. Apply. And that adds a little accent to it. And then maybe you wanna do a bit more to the torso. The smear torso. In the smear torso, the top arm. Maybe you want to add a bit more stuff to it, so you can go to frame 0, and let's say you want to add some streaks to it. Let's see if this works. Add a little streak there. Okay. Blur. Okay, I'm working blind, so I'm gonna try guess where everything is at. and then maybe that. You want it somewhere there. So we have our little smears, and then we gotta rig them again. Bind points, bind points. And let's see how it looks up top. So there you have a bit of smear. Maybe you want more. Let's try add some more that go both ways. Add some that come from here, here. So remember, you always use this extended add. It extends everything. And then of course I'm sure you can add more fizz, more zigzags in there, and it can be a really cool addition to your fight scenes. So you can actually, I believe you can rig your character from the start, and with all these settings within, and then it's a fight between two people, and you can absolutely rig all your stuff and get them prepared for things like this. Remember, the elbow has an extension to it, so that could be really cool. Or weird, who knows. There's our smear, and you can always animate them. Put the rest in here too, in the arm. Go into the arm layer and also add them too. So for the purpose of this video, so it is not long, that will do. So if you have any questions, you can reach me in the comments. You can visit my website, and yeah, www.azureprinceink.com, and you can request animations. I'm open for collaborations and the likes, and if you have a show that you need worked on, be sure to reach out and we can work on something together. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you with this animation, a nice close-up. I think that's really cool with an ease in, ease out. I think that's pretty cool considering what we have in the beginning and what we come up with at the end. So yeah, remember to subscribe, follow me, and see you in the next video. Also tell me whatever you want to be animated. If it's something that you think, is it possible to animate in Moho, and we see if we can animate it in Moho. So this is my topic about ease in, ease out, and for the punch and adding interesting little bits to create a really cool animation. So yeah, cheers. Yeah, bye.